Hey, what's going on, guys? Today we've got a massive kit to take a look at here. This is from Advance of Zeta, another Premium Bandai kit. Of course, this is the HGUC Gundam TR-6 Haze'n-thley 2 Raw. So we've taken a look previously at the regular Haze'n-thley 2 kit. This is going to be pretty similar to that. We got a lot of stuff in this box, and so it's a pretty big, massive box for this kit. And so around in the box, with it being a P-Bandai kit, there's not going to be a whole lot to take a look at here. But as always, guys, as we crack this open, I gotta say a big thank you to USA Gundam Store for their support. If you guys want to check out everything there on USA Gundam Store, including any P-Bandai stuff we have in stock, you can save 10% off everything using my coupon code there. Also down in the video description, ZakuAurelius 10. Use that coupon code to save yourself 10%. So yeah, the box art is cool, and we do have a look at the mobile armor mode here in the background. The mobile armor mode for this is really super cool, actually. So that's really awesome. You can see that there, and then basically just a big picture of the kit here for the front again. P-Bandai kit's pretty basic for the box art, but it does still look really awesome there in the monochrome. But inside, as you might expect, we just have a massive of runners here for this, as it just has a ton of parts. As you can see, there's nothing really flashy about the manual here in this case. We just got just a black and white manual. There's nothing color to it, so there's no color pictures. There's a couple of pictures here in black and white to show where the marking stickers are going to go for this. And I believe, unfortunately, it is just marking stickers. No waterslide decals included with this kit, as far as I know. We'll take a look at that here in a moment, but here we have the parts list as well. So we just got a ton of parts. We got a ton of leftover parts from B1 runner there, it looks like. But otherwise, we're going to have a couple leftover parts from a couple of the other different runners, and then a bunch of leftover polycaps, and that's going to be pretty much it. So we're just going to build up the kits for a long time. This kit takes quite a while to put together, so we're building that up for a while. And then what I want to see here in the back of the manual, so you can transform it into the top fighter and the bottom fighter, and then into the full mobile armor mode here. So it's got all the instructions for that. And then just at the end here, just the finishing stages of the transformation, I guess. So that's pretty much it. Alright, let's get into a look at the runners then. Alright, so here is the foil sticker sheet, which looks pretty much exactly the same as what came with the Haze'n-thley 2. We got stickers there for the eyes, the head camera, the V on the front of the crotch, a couple other cameras all around on the kit, and then these long stickers for the long blade rifle. And then we have two separate marking sticker sheets. Comically, Bandai was too lazy, I guess, to put these onto one sticker sheet. They gave us the stickers separately from just the regular Haze'n-thley 2 kit and also the Hrududu II expansion sets. So rather than merging these onto one sticker sheet, they just gave us both sticker sheets. Whatever, it's fine. Then we got the black wires here for the claw mode of the blade rifle. We got runner PC001 for some polycaps in that kind of brownish gray color. Our simple 1/44 scale base 1 base runner here we'll use for a simple base for this. And to start off, we got a big old runner here, runner A1 and A2, both from the Woundwort. This is just made as one big runner, but you can just snap this apart in the center there pretty simply. Then we do also have a second A1 runner here, as we need double of those parts. And the same thing for the B runner here as well. We've got B1 and B2 just in this massive runner. They're just joined together, parts from the Woundwort in that dark purplish color. Once again, you can just snap this apart. And we've got two of the B1 runner, so we just need doubles of those parts. Runner C2 in this dark navy color, just a couple parts there for the blade rifle. We've got two of this runner. And then runner D, a 3-color runner here from the Haze'n-thley kit. So we got a couple red parts there on the side, white parts throughout the center, and yellow parts all throughout the top there. Runner E1 and E2 are also joined together. These are parts from the Haze'n-thley 2. So once again, you just snap those apart. They're all just in that same purplish color. Runner F as well, also from the Haze'n-thley, more parts in that purplish color. We've got two of this F runner. Same thing here for runner G, more parts from the Haze'n-thley 2 in that purple color. Then for runner H1, still parts from the Haze'n-thley 2, but this time in that dark bluish color. And we do also have runner H2 for a copy of this half of the runner over here. Runner I1, some white parts from the Haze'n-thley 2. We do also have a copy of this half of the runner here for runner I2. And then runner J, a few more parts in the dark navy color. And then skipping ahead to runner A1, these are parts then from the Hrududu II parts sets, and once again in the dark purplish color. Same thing here for runner XB as well. In this case, we've got two of the XB runner. We've got runner XC1 for some more parts here from the Hrududu II parts set, and we've got a copy of that half of the runner there for runner XC2. And then at last, runner XD, a few more parts here in that dark blue, navy blue color here from, once again, the Hrududu II parts set. So there you go, we got two of those, and that's it for all the runners. Whew, right, so yeah, as you guys can see, a ton of parts in here. It's gonna take a little while to get it all built up, but I'll put this together and then we'll see how it looks. Alright guys, here it is in all its glory, and wow, this kit is impressive. So if you guys saw my review of the regular Haze'n-thley II kit, then this is going to be basically the same thing again, so I'm not gonna go over like articulation and some parts of that. I will do the transformation just because the transformation does look a little bit different with the new parts added on there, so even though I'm kind of dreading it because it's such a big kit and just transform it into the separate forms and then into its combined mobile armor form does take a while. I will show that to you guys because it does look really great. This is one of the best looking kits transformed in my opinion, so you'll see that in just a minute. But yeah, the new head parts, the new parts of the Hrududu II added on there, and the new color scheme for this version of the Haze'n-thley II, and not to mention little parts on the front of the skirt too. I always forget about those added on there also, but yeah, the new parts added on there and just the new color scheme make this a really great looking kit. And I mean, if you're an Advance of Zeta fan, this is definitely one that you're going to want to try to get your hands on. First off, before we get into it, just want to remind you guys as to how big this model kit is. Here it is compared with the regular HG 1/44 scale RX-782 Gundam there, and you can see it's basically like double in height. I mean, just the size, it's just got the huge long legs of course and everything. It's just generally a very gigantic mobile suit, but it's pretty crazy to think these are both in the same 1/44 scale. It's definitely a very large Gundam here. But again, even though it's pretty huge, it doesn't necessarily come with a whole lot of stuff. You have all these extra parts here which you're going to use for the transformation and everything, so you will need some of these parts here for that, and like weapon options parts, I guess, because we also have our blade rifle, of course, and we've got two of these that you'll use with this, and this does have some transformation bits to, of course, have the claw form, so you have the parts for that. But we've seen that with a few different kits now, with the Woundwort and the Hazel 2 and the Haze'n-thley 2. And so with these, it's just got the same parts here. You got like the little wire for that as well for the claw form of the rifles. So that's all very familiar. We don't necessarily need to get into that, but what we do need to see here is what this thing is going to look like transformed, because like I said, the new parts on there do go work into the transformation as well. So let's go ahead and first transform it into the G top and the G bottom fighter, so the separate fighters here for this, and then we'll put them back together for the mobile armor mode. Alright, so here is just the top fighter, and I guess I should sort of like revise what I was saying before, whereas the top and bottom fighters separately don't include any of the new parts of like basically the Hrududu II and all that. But so the top and bottom fighters are just going to be now just in the different colors, with it being a slightly different color from the regular Haze'n-thley II. It's only in the combined mobile armor form that we're also going to be including all of the new parts in there as well. So here's the top fighter. It does look really cool. Again, I do really like the look of this as separated flyers as well. You will have some parts omitted, basically like the core of the torso and then the head are just omitted completely out of this for the transformation, which is very much a parts forming transformation here for these. And then here is the G bottom fighter, and I mean, I really love this version as well too. I like the top fighter is cool, and the bottom fighter is even more cool. I love the look of the bottom fighter. It doesn't look like any sort of folded up Gundam at all. It looks like an actual, like some sort of sci-fi ship kind of thing just on its own now. Not everyone will agree with me on that, but I really like this one, and so this is definitely one of those kits that it's expensive, but you almost want to get two of them just to display one in mobile armor mode, which we'll take a look at now with the combined form of the top and bottom and all the Hrududu II parts and everything all in mobile armor form. So here we go. Okay, alright, so here it is, and yeah, if you use the included base part that's in there, basically it's going to be kind of like resting on the ground. When you don't have the blade rifles, the composite shields, whatever, attached onto the bottom of there, then it's up off the ground, but if you have those attached onto the bottom, then those are going to be basically just resting on the floor, and it doesn't really look that great. So let's try putting this up on like a regular action base to get it a little bit up higher off the ground. Alright, well, I don't know, I guess getting it up a little higher is only going to help so much just because of the weight of that stuff, especially just the forward weight of that stuff. It's just going to weigh it down. So if you wanted this to be like posed up properly and not have any weight issues, you're going to have to glue some of the joints and just tighten things up, because just as it is, some of those parts, some of those joints in there are just not tight enough to keep everything kind of lifted up where it's supposed to be. But you can still get the sense of this, and I still think it's just a pretty ridiculous. It's almost like a little bit over the top for me now, I gotta say, personally, with all the extra added stuff on there. The extra cannons and the huge extra cannons on the side there from the Hrududu II, and even with the double long blade rifles underneath there as well. I mean, just it takes the regular Haze'n-thley II mobile armor mode, which is awesome, and it like really goes over the top with the firepower on it, which is, I mean, it's impressive, no doubt about that. But I mean, I can understand for some people how this may be going a little bit too over the top possibly, and for me it's like kind of right on that border, but it still looks pretty awesome. Well, I don't expect this to be a kit that a lot of people are going to be getting for its posability. You can sort of do a couple of variations of a standing pose essentially with this, with the rifles basically, and you can move some stuff around, but it's gonna be pretty much a brick kit. Anything like this where you've got such a large kit with a ton of weapons and stuff on it, you should kind of really expect it to, in most cases, be mostly a brick kit. But of course, there's a lot of stuff that you can do it if you wanted to get more involved and, you know, like I said, modifying joints, gluing joints, fixing joints in place, things like that, to get this into some sort of dynamic posing. There's certainly ways to go about doing that. Just straight out of the box and just building it and putting it up on your shelf, you can pretty much expect to just kind of put it in a standing pose, and it looks awesome, it looks great doing that. And so I think, you know, it's not like it's a shame to just have to put it in a standing pose. That's kind of how it looks the best, honestly. But if you wanted it to do anything other than that, you might find yourself a little bit disappointed. But I don't think that anyone getting this kit and putting it together is disappointment is probably not going to be one of the things that you feel with this kit, unless like you put yourself into debt just trying to get it, because like I said, it is big and it's P-Bandai, so it is going to be a little bit expensive. But honestly, I mean, it's a really cool kit, and you know, if you can get your hands on it, I would definitely recommend it. And again, especially if you're an Advance of Zeta fan, then definitely going to be one you want to have in your collection. So yeah, that's going to be about it for this review, guys. If you do have any other further questions or comments about this, feel free to ask down below. If you want, if you haven't seen my review of just the regular Haze'n-thley 2, I did review that one, and that one probably goes more into depth, that video about like the articulation and things like that. So if you wanted to see more about that portion of the kit, then check back to that video. But this one basically just wanted to go over what was new, what was different with this kit, and just give you guys a look at how it looks, and it looks amazing. So thank you guys all so much for watching, and again, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't before already, and hope you guys are all having a great day. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.